men and women are different, right? We may be equal, yet we think and act totally different in so many ways. Now, we both tend to want the same things, but we go about it a different way. When we know that, it makes our relationships a lot easier. Now, I coach men and women, so I see this from the inside out, how the misunderstandings that come about it. Now, I quite enjoy some of John Gray's work. He wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Now, it's 30 years since he wrote that book, and he wrote another one because the world has changed. Yet men and women still think differently. Now, I would highly recommend this book to you, Beyond Mars and Venus, because he explains some of the changes. Now, I read it a couple of years ago, and I looked at it recently, and I missed so much. So he talks about hormone levels and their effect on both sexes and how relationships will affect your hormone levels. So it's quite fascinating when you read it. So I recommend, it's one of those books you should have on your shelf and you won't be disappointed. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about what it means for feminine and masculine energy. Now, you might hear that and go, well, that's just society's conditioning. And, to some extent, we're expected to act and do things a certain way in this in our society. But what's interesting in the book is he was, studying cultures around the world. And we, like I said, we work in balance. So in cultures where women are more in traditional roles in their families and home, they tend to want to find work that is more in touch with their masculine side. So I think they found in India, more women were having occupations as scientists and engineers because, there was such a strong feminine role at home. Yet in countries like Sweden and Norway, where they've taken the gender out of everything, the women would tend to go into more feminine-driven occupations that are traditionally more caring. So like your nurses and teachers and so forth. So like I say, we work in balance. And in everyone, we've got a mix of masculine and feminine. In our modern day society, we tend to sometimes overexpress one side over another. And I'm going to talk about women in this video. Now, women, to succeed in a man's world, have had to overuse their masculine side to achieve that success. Yet that will affect them and affect their hormones. So whether you talk about conditioning or not, if I'm a female, I'm going to need certain hormones to make my body work. And it's quite different to what a guy needs. And in this book, he did a lot of research of how, say for women when they're stressed, over expressing their masculine side will make them feel exhausted and depleted, depressed, and, dissatisfied with life. And the reason that he found that is women, when they're embracing those qualities and they're stressed, don't produce enough testosterone to carry out those behaviors. And to bring them back into balance and to produce more estrogen, the women needed to connect to that feminine side. Now, I want to tell you, like I say, we've got both energies within us and everything's about balance. So if you're over in one side all the time, it stands to reason that you're going to be out of balance. Now, the masculine is all about doing, achieving, competition, it's analytical thinking, it's conquering. Now, the female is about going with the flow. It's about being wild and free, connected with your emotions, leading from the heart and receiving. So you can see why women would have to embrace the linear thinking, the achieving, the outcome focus to achieve success at work, yet often they can lose those feminine qualities. And it can be as simple as, if you want to bring yourself back into balance and reconnect with your feminine side and produce more oxytocin and estrogen, all you need to do is, it could be as simple as eating a piece of chocolate, playing with a puppy, having a massage, connecting with friends. Laughter works. Loving touch and affection. Now, if you're single, you don't have to feel like you're missing out, because you can have that connection with friends and family and people in your life. So what I did find really interesting is if we stay over-connected to our masculine, it really does exhaust us. And I want to read something from that because it will be way better if I read it. So, being in balance is really good for your hormones. And when you connect to your female qualities, you produce estrogen. And when you connect to your estrogen, when you connect to your masculine traits, you produce testosterone. To feel your best, you need the balance of hormones. Yet if you spend too much side in your masculine, you'll only produce testosterone, which will higher your stress levels and exhaust you. So what happens is an overstressed woman who overexpresses her masculine side, that's the modern workplace, will resist help, be frustrated that she's got too much to do, and feel overwhelmed. Now, one of the masculine traits is needing to control everything. And, if you're a woman trying to control every situation, that will exhaust you too, because in the feminine, it's about being in flow in the moment and being free, right? So if a woman isn't balanced, she'll experience increasing stress and dissatisfaction. And often to try and cope, she'll go more into doing those things. So let me give you an example. So the feminine side needs to be loved and give love. And when that need isn't met, a woman can feel lonely. But to solve the loneliness, she might go more into an independent side and go achieve more in the workplace, which all that will do is increase her stress and make the pain worse, right? So the solution is to connect to that beautiful feminine side instead of staying disconnected. And then she'll balance those hormones, because the other, if you stay in the I'll do it myself, which is outcome focused, I've got too much to do, I've got to manage everything, which is control, eventually it does lead to exhaustion, resentment, dissatisfaction. It can lead to addiction of food or alcohol, difficulty sleeping, being rigid, and resistant to change, low sex drive, and even depression. So basically, if you want to find some more balance, connect to that beautiful feminine side. And sometimes we think being feminine is weak, but I want to tell you, it is anything but weak. It's creative, it's beautiful, it's free. And again, you don't have to lose the masculine side, because life works in this wonderful balance of, if I need to go achieve something in my business, I'm going to be analytical, I'm going to be outcome focused, yet I can come home and switch and connect to friends, families, lover, and change that energy. So again, the world works in balance. And, it can be one of the reasons strong, independent women don't find their equal when it comes to love. Because I want to say what happens is, feminine energy, opposites attract. So if you're over connected to your masculine side and you want to meet a strong man, you'll be two same size magnets. You'll repel each other because it's too much the same. Whereas very masculine men that are in that side will be attracted to the feminine woman, like the two opposite sides, the poles of the magnet that just are so magnetic to each other that they can't get enough of each other. So it can be the reason polarity of those opposite energies is what makes attraction and sexual chemistry last. So if you're overexpressing your masculine side all the time, you could be attracting weak feminine guys that you're not finding attractive and repelling the very man you want to be attracted to. Now, some of this stuff is a bit of a mystery and I can't cover it all in this video, but I'll cover some more about feminine energy again. And any questions you've got, please let me know what they are. Anyway, my name's Debbie Rivers. I'm a relationship expert, and I really do recommend getting Beyond Mars and Venus, because it's got some amazing information in there that you'll refer to time and time again. Anyway, whatever you're doing today, I hope it puts a smile on your face. And if you found this video valuable, please press the subscribe button, and then you'll regularly get some updates from me. Anyway, take care. Bye.